Hello, everyone, and welcome to this webinar with Incoming India, a client of Kusa Connect. And today we are joined with Subhashish Sengupta, who I got to know very well in May of this year when we went around to the highlights of India. So welcome, Subhashish.
Hey, thanks, Graeme. Thanks for having me.
No problem at all. So I got to know you and your company very well. And I mean, it was a seamless, wonderful trip around northern India that you took me on. We went to the main highlights, all the Golden Triangle, and then down to Ranthambore. And anyway, we're going to get more into that as the webinar goes on. So yeah, I mean, if you have any questions, then obviously please feel free to reach out to me. All the details will be in the description of the webinar, and you should have all the details. Just search Kusa Connect or Incoming India, and you can reach out to us that way to begin working with this amazing company based in New Delhi in India. So just as a start, it's a DMC for India, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bhutan, and the Maldives. And Subhashish and I, we went to India and Nepal, and it was a great experience. So Subhashish, you like grew up in India, so maybe tell us a bit. We're going to just go a bit like why India, and then we're going to sorry, I just want to move this down, and then we're just going to go through the highlights of India. So let's start at the top. Incredible cultural diversity. So talk to us a bit about that.
Well, yes, I was born in India, and my father traveling all throughout India with him, while as it was a transferable job, and studying in different locations with different languages, different cultures. So that gave me an insight from the very beginning, about the different cultures that we have in India, the different languages that we speak, and that was a great experience. And I think that that's coming handy now while I'm associated with this travel industry. So
Yeah,
and
for
and
sure.
and and and, and because at the later part of my, when I got settled in New Delhi, so now it's almost 20 years, more than 20 years I'm in Delhi. I can speak three, four languages, the local languages like Hindi, Bengali, as I come from West Bengal.
Yeah, yeah.
So I can speak three, four languages. I can speak Punjabi. I can understand. So that helps a lot, of course.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, getting around. Absolutely. So let's move on to the next uh you know in unique selling point of India, which is the vibrant festivals. So talk a bit about all the different festivals that happen in India.
Well, it's a huge country with lots of festivals all throughout the year. I think the other day I was going through the one of the what should it a study that it said that India has almost more than 1,300 uh, festivals in 1 year or so. So and of course the biggest one are like the ones you have narrated here: Diwali, Holi. Diwali being the festival of lamps, festival of light. Holi is the festival of colors. So similarly, Navratri, and then there are lots and lots of them, and especially this time of the year when we start from September or maybe October, we have all these festivals lined up one after another.
Yeah.
It goes on till maybe March, when we the Holi festival is celebrated, especially in the northern part of India. So there are different festivals in different parts of India, but the bigger ones are like Diwali, Holi, Dashera, Eid. But the of course the Christmas is also celebrated with a lot of pomp and vigor. People
Mm,
like in south of India, in West Bengal, and Goa, it's a huge thing. So
yeah.
we celebrate a lot of festivals, and that is the unity and diversity that we have here in India.
Yeah. So I mean that's great. And are they all generally are they spread out throughout the year? So if somebody wants,
Yes,
okay, yeah, no,
yes,
that's good. Yeah.
absolutely.
And I mean also just talk about the landscape. So we saw some beautiful sights. I mean, what's kind of your best area if you're looking at sort of scenic beauty of India?
Well, as you're aware, India has so much of potential in terms of landscapes. Himalayas, the mighty Himalayas are here. People from all over the world, they come to come for the expeditions, various expeditions. People come over to see the dunes in Rajasthan, the sand dunes, which is in
Mm,
Jaisalmer and other parts of some of the other parts of Rajasthan. Or, for example, you go towards down south where you can find beautiful beaches in Kovalam, in maybe in Visakhapatnam, that's Vizag, or towards a little west in Goa, and on that particular belt. So yeah, it has. I think different moods, different landscaping, all around India, and I think it's a great thing that we possess so much of different varieties to offer to overseas guests who come for
yeah,
different purposes. So
yeah.
yes,
Yeah, absolutely. And then let's talk about, I mean, the great food. You and I had some wonderful meals. I mean, so yeah, I mean, there's just such a variety. I mean, the taste, the flavors,
yeah.
it's really is great. So yeah, I mean, maybe just touch on the different. I know you've got your northern India quiz, which is different to your southern India. So just explain a bit about that.
Well, yes, that's one of my favorite topics, of course, the the gastronomic
Yeah.
adventures. I keep collecting various spices from different parts of India whenever I'm visiting, I'm traveling. Places like, for example, Delhi has its own food history, which starts from old Delhi, and the Mughlai cuisine started here. Similarly, we have the Awadhi cuisine, which is towards the northern part of India, that's in Lucknow. So all these cuisines are very rich. The Malabari cuisine, or maybe the Maharashtrian cuisine. These are just amazing things that India possesses, and I think there are a lot of people who come down to India for maybe culinary tours, maybe the cooking classes. Uh, uh, those are amazing things. Even I was actually doing some research work today, and I saw, yeah, that was for Sri Lanka. Even Sri Lanka has a lot of astonishing uh, gastronomic adventures that you can do there.
Mm,
So, because yes, India is known for the spices for centuries. People from all over
yeah.
the world have been coming to India for India, and the Silk Route was the reason India was famous till maybe the neighboring borders.
Yeah.
Uh, that is what people used to come here seeking the spices and the rich culture.
Yes. I mean, yeah, every meal is a different experience. I mean, we tried different things. I don't think we got through 10% of all the different types of food, but yeah, we did a
Absolutely,
good job. And then of
absolutely.
course, the region as well. We went up to Nepal and they've got some great meals up there, some great local foods, cuisine. So I mean, I mean, I just think the whole region is definitely for a Westerner. If you like flavorsome foods, then you're going to have a great treat in the Indian subcontinent. That's for sure.
Yes,
Um,
absolutely.
so yeah, so then just talk about, I mean, some of the great buildings we saw. I mean, the architectural. It's I mean, everybody knows the Taj Mahal, but we saw some fantastic buildings in Jaipur, and there are just some great historic buildings. So talk a bit about that too.
Yeah, I think these architectural marvels. I think 1,000 years back, or maybe 600 years back, we had done some of the amazing designs in different parts of India. For example, the Sun Temple in Orissa, Konark, is a is a is a marvelous piece of architecture that one can see. Yeah, of course, India has lots and lots of architectural marvels, but in every part of India. I think now that you recently the tallest statue has come up in the that's the Statue of Liberty, which is now in Gujarat. Um, yeah, that's the tallest statue I think now,
Oh wow.
which is there. Yeah, so that is
Okay.
also yeah, so that is also definitely a place where people are now visiting, and these are coming up very well. So
Yeah.
yes, Taj Mahal everybody knows. You've yourself witnessed the beautiful building there and the Red Fort. So there
Yeah.
are there are n number of n number of uh, historic uh, palaces. Rajasthan, if you've been to Rajasthan, you've been to Jaipur. If you go towards Bikaner or maybe Jaipur, Jaisalmer, Jodhpur, all these places have their own palaces. The Maharajas have built huge palaces which are now either the museums or they have been converted into heritage hotels.
Mm. Yeah, I
So
mean, some of those palace hotels are incredible, and I'd highly encourage anyone listening to try and stay in at least one of those historic palaces that have been converted into a hotel. I mean, you really just it's stunning. I mean, that one in Jaipur that we
the
went
Rambagh
to.
Palace,
Yes, yeah, the
which
Rumbag
is
Palace. Yeah.
managed by Taj. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So there's a lot of brand names like the Taj brand names, which most people would know. I mean, they've taken on a number of these properties, and yeah, I mean they are just quite incredible. So it's just enhances the experience. So let's also talk about like spirituality in India. Like a lot of people would go for the ancient practices of health and wellness. So maybe just touch on the ashrams as well.
Yeah, I think people come over from all over the world to India for meditation purposes, for Ayurvedic purposes, and the holistic healing. And
Mm,
yes, you've named some of them very correctly. Uh, Varanasi is as old as it can get.
mm,
So, and it's a wonderful, wonderful place to visit. With the temples, with the Ganges, the holy Ganges flowing by,
mm,
and the kind of environment it gets into, during festivals it's not only during the festivals, on a regular basis. They have more evening artis, or what should I say, the worshipping of Ganges with the light in their hands. The priests do that, and there are lots of chanting
mm.
of the mantras that keeps going on, and that's a wonderful experience to witness. And
Yeah.
lots and lots of European and English media have covered Varanasi, Rishikesh, all these places. Amritsar, the Golden Temple, is one such beauty.
Yeah,
So
no, it
yes.
is. I mean, and of course, we know that we had an amazing tiger sighting. Not many people actually realize that India is great for wildlife viewing, as was Nepal as well. So, talk about the wildlife that yeah. I mean, we went to Ranthambore, but there are other places to go as well.
Yes, Ranthambore is one, as you've seen, witnessed the forest. It's a
Yes.
little barren, and that's a great reason for we can witness the tiger in its natural habitat. It's not
Mm,
that dense. Similarly, if you go towards Corbett, you won't find you won't it would be not that easy to spot a tiger, but then uh, it's one of the best forests that is like that we have in India, with good number of tigers and natural other natural habitat. That's towards Uttarakhand in India. Similarly, if you
Sorry,
go towards
where did you say that was? Because I think we
that's
cut out a little
that's
bit.
that's Jim Corbett. I'm
Jim
talking about
Corbett,
Jim.
yeah.
Yeah. So Jim Corbett is one, of course. Then we have Sundarbans, which is in Bengal, which is like that's the Bangladesh India border. So some
Mm,
part of Sundarban is towards Bangladesh, and we have the other part. So so yes, tigers, and it's not only tigers, but yes, we have Asiatic lions in Gir, which is in Gujarat. Uh, then people come over here to see, wild asses in Kutch. Amazing,
mm.
some of the amazing, and there's a festival which happens in Kutch in Gujarat, and you can witness both the run of Kutch and the wildlife there. So yes, it's throughout India we have a lot of wildlife sanctuaries, and efforts are being taken by the government to you know ensure that the tiger population grows and the other rare animals they are protected,
Yeah.
and I think we're doing a fine job now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, it's some wonderful, beautiful sightings of some beautiful animals that I saw personally. So it's yeah, it's a great place. I mean, obviously, I do a lot of work with in Africa as well, and it's such a wonderful, different experience to have an Indian safari. So
Yes,
I would very
absolutely.
encourage anybody that has been on an African safari to head out to India and go on an Indian safari because it's wonderful and unique in so many ways, and I think you'll have
And
a
yes,
great
and I think we have the right infrastructure as well. The some of the best hotels near to these forest areas,
yeah.
which can actually you've seen those some of them in
Mm.
Ranthambore, for example, the Vani Villas, that is from the
Yes.
Oberois, or the Aman Hotel. These are some of the brilliant places to stay, and though they are expensive, but we have the right infrastructure. That
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
what I
just
should
like in
say.
Africa where you get those luxury tents,
Hmm.
they
Yeah,
they have those in India as well. So it's a really is a great opportunity for a good safari experience. Um, and then let's move on to the wonderful markets, the colorful markets. I spent a morning with one of your extremely knowledgeable guides in Old Delhi,
yes, yes,
and
yes.
I've got some spices that I'm still using and amazing my
Ah,
family and friends with some of the wonderful spices that I bought there. So I mean, yeah, India is definitely known for its markets and the street food. So talk a bit about those as well.
I think these most of these places, like all these uh, cities like Delhi, Calcutta, these are old cities, and having said that, we have amazing some of the amazing markets with different varieties. For
Mm,
example, you get uh, amazing masalas, the spices in Old Delhi. You get to see the uh, what should I say, the market, the local market having amazing clothing lines. For
mm,
example, the traditional dresses that people love to wear. So
mm,
so and and these are all wholesale markets. So what happens here? You get the best at a very reasonable price, and these are
mm.
always these are always bustling. They're so vibrant, and especially during the winters, people are with these all these kind of festivals that we have lined up. So people love to go on for shopping in these markets for sure.
Yes,
So
and
and
then
we have it everywhere. I think all these cities like Varanasi, or you go towards Lucknow or towards Delhi, in Calcutta, all these local markets are amazing and full
and
of
yes,
life.
and
Yes.
yeah, and yeah, and very affordable. And some of the places that you take guests to, which are not markets, but the clothing factory that you took me
Yes.
to, and then also
Yes.
the marble. the marble
Yeah,
makers near the Taj Mahal. I mean,
yeah,
I think the majority of tourists are very skeptical about being hassled to buy things, and so a lot of those places are great as well. I mean, you can see the quality of the craftsmanship. The
absolutely.
rugs. I mean, that place that you took me to with the rugs,
Hmm.
that sticks out in my mind. I'd love to get a beautiful handmade rug, one day. And yeah, I mean, it's just it's a feast for all senses is India, definitely. And you can get some
Yes.
great fixtures for your home when you leave as well, and your wardrobe, of course. So explain a bit about the treating guests like God's philosophy of the Indian culture.
Well, I don't know exactly when it was said, but it's a Sanskrit proverb, "Atithi Devo Bhava," which means guest is God. So everything comes for, like, for a guest, everything is for a guest.
Mm,
We bow our head, we say namaste, which means bowing our head and greeting our guest, and guest is God. That is what we have been made to believe all throughout these years,
mm.
and a guest is always welcome,
Yeah.
at any point of time. So
Yes.
Atithi is the word itself means that there is no the so the tithi is like date. So Atithi is like without any date. So Atithi can come anytime.
Okay.
Yeah. So guest can come anytime, and we will treat them as God, and that we will try to do our best for our God.
Yeah. Yeah. I
That's
mean,
the
it's definitely the way I felt there. The Indian people are very welcoming. Yeah. So it's definitely true. You do get made to feel very special and welcome in India. So I mean, we touched briefly on the festivals as well, but I mean the traditions as well. I mean that you can witness. I mean, the passed down through the generations.
Yes,
So yeah.
yes. I think yes, that is what India is. India portrays to the world, that we still have social values. We have family values. We the children, they greet their elders. They take care of them. They try and stay together. Uh, so the bonding is very strong. The Indian
Mm,
family system, the bonding is very strong, and I think that's a great way that we continue with our family system, family values, and we keep on passing it to our next generations, so
mm.
that they also learn different things, and that is where we are able to, I think, keep intact our entire, what should I say,
Yeah, the culture, the people, the
the culture, yes, the
traditions.
culture,
Yeah.
the people, the traditions, as uh, I'll just give you an example. I've made it a point, like, my son loves music, so, and I have got him a tabla, and a teacher for him. So
Oh,
he's
cool.
learning tabla. So these classical things, yeah. So all these things are, like, given from generation to generation, as a gift.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. I mean, yeah, it's always you have to keep the culture alive. And then, I mean, you've got great
Yeah.
hotels, wonderful luxury properties, wonderful, more affordable properties as well. But also maybe just touch on the iconic train journeys that feature so prominently in India.
Yeah, yeah. I think the Darjeeling Himalayan Railway, and another one is already a UNESCO. It is covered in the UNESCO thing. You know, they
Mm, yeah.
and of course the other train journeys, like the Paris on Wheels, Oriental Express, Maharaja Express. These are something, like, uh, wonderful, a way you can see different parts of Rajasthan or South India in a majestic way. Uh,
Yeah.
the trains are all very well done. You won't the moment you enter the the train station, that they have different stations. They-
Yes.
so you're welcome in a majestic manner, with a lot of
Yes.
pomp and show, with lots of music and stuff. The artitica is being done, and then you're taken into the
Mm.
trains, and they serve some of the best uh, food, best foods, best drinks on while you're on board, and everything is taken care of. Uh, the next days are like, when you get down, you are taken to different parts of the city, whichever city you are touching. For example, in Rajasthan, you're touching Jaipur or somewhere else. You are taken in a different vintage car or something of that sort, which is all included in the package. So yes,
Mm.
these train journeys are amazing. These
Yeah.
are unforgettable journeys that I think
And yeah.
everyone who can afford can should try it once.
Yeah. No, definitely. It's on the list to bring little Charlotte out there one day.
Hmm.
And do a train trip. Maybe if she's good, she'll can have it for her 18th birthday party.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah.
and but yeah, I mean it's definitely it looks great. So, I mean, I know in Africa we've got some luxury trains too, and they're very very popular way to experience the country. So let's talk about a bit more about your company, Incoming India, well, our company. And I was one of the things that, having worked for a DMC myself for many many years, and having been on the tour operator side, working for tour operators who book via DMCs, obviously I've got a very high standard of what the services should be, and what tour operators can expect. And I can absolutely endorse Incoming India for everything that you guys do on the ground, your logistics, which are the main thing, keeping to a schedule, making sure that the guests are comfortable. So, I mean, that's the basics and what you guys do so well. But just talk about a bit more about. I mean, I know that you spoke having grown up there, but the other regions as well. So, Incoming India does look after Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bhutan, the Maldives, and India as well. So, I mean, just highlight those other regions that you guys look after as well.
Yes, of course. India, as you already know, that I also have a more than 2 decades of experience working in the industry, travel industry, and have worked with some of the biggest companies. So the networking is very strong, and we follow all very strict measures in terms of quality, and our deliverables for sure. You
Mm,
know, for example, we have the best ground support in Sri Lanka. You saw it in Nepal while you
mm,
were there on your visit, and similarly it goes for Bhutan. Of course, Maldives doesn't need much of support in terms of but then we our contracting is very strong with the hotels there, and we give some of the best rates. So, and soon we will also try to add more, countries which are neighboring to us, for in this in Asia. So, like
mm.
we are doing very good with Bali as well. So, yes, we our
Bali,
one,
did you say?
yeah, Bali.
Oh, wow. Okay. Cool.
So yeah, so we are one of the biggest DMCs that sends huge numbers to Bali. So we can do
Yeah.
similar things for our incoming clients as well from other parts of India. People can then
Mm,
book a tour of Bali and then maybe come down towards India, to South India, or maybe other parts.
mm.
And so yes, the networking is very strong, uh, and people actually give a lot of respect. We have to our each other's work. So yes, we understand each other's challenges, but then yeah, but everybody is very dedicated. Whosoever works with us is very dedicated towards their job, and we try and give the best to our clients, so that even it is that is the difference. I think there's a major difference which comes in play if you book through a DMC, or you're booking through an online platform. You know,
Mm.
you have a person in between who is a connect, who is always there to help you out. So that
Yeah.
is what I feel is the difference, and the human touch should always be there for making memorable journeys.
Yes, and then I mean also for any travel agents that are listening, you can just speak with your tour operator that you book through, and if they aren't, if and then we will put them in touch with Incoming India for the tour operator to use this amazing company if they aren't already. We are growing very very nicely with the number of UK tour operators that are discovering Incoming India. So let's hope that it'll be a very seamless process if you are a travel agent listening to just work with your tour operator who will use Incoming India. Um, so, I mean, yes, we live in a world where everybody's focused on ecotourism, responsible tourism, and I was glad to see that you work with partners who have the electric vehicles, and you can cater for people who want to be more conscious of their carbon footprint when traveling. So, just talk a bit more about
Yeah,
those initiatives.
I think it's it's in the happening stage. Major cities have the facility to charge the electric vehicles, so we try and use those vehicles while in the major cities our clients are, and we uh, because in the smaller cities the charging point are still not there, so it's coming up
Mm,
quite nicely. So we do have a plan that we will make most of our packages with electric vehicles, which will have the no carbon footprint at all. So that is one of our
yeah.
major aims, and would like to like, give this as a gift to our coming generation as well.
Of course, yeah. I mean, people are conscious of the region as a whole, which, you've got the most number of people in the world. You're the most populated country in the world, close to 1.5 billion. So people automatically assume it's very polluted. But I was very pleased to see that the initiatives that are being taken, not just by Incoming India, but by the country as a whole. Let's talk about the properties that you specifically choose. We visited some great properties who highlighted their initiatives, and then also your more remote properties. One in particular that I recall was in Ranthambore. We went and where the property grows their own produce, and the guests eat on site from produce grown on the land within. So very much supporting local communities, supporting everything around, where we do go to the rural areas. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, just mention a bit more about that
Yeah,
that
I
that you
think
can think of.
I think all these bigger hotels, the bigger chains, they are very much focused about the they are emphasizing on the environmental sustainability and community
Yeah.
engagement. For example, the ITC hotels, the Oberoi's, the Leela, all these big hotel chains, definitely they have different. They have taken different measures to keep to be in the to
Mm,
practice the responsible tourism. And yes, you're right. Most of these hotels in the rural areas, or for example, you visited Ranthambore, you've seen the Came Villas. I think that had a kitchen garden
yes.
which actually um, supplies the entire fresh vegetables, organically grown vegetables to the kitchen. And I think similar lines, there are n number of hotels in India. Those who proudly say that yes, we are growing our own vegetables without any kind of a chemical,
Mm, yeah.
in it. So yes, the people are very conscious about all these practices, and they're doing a great job, I must say.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, even little things like not putting tablecloths on the tables.
Yeah,
little thing that they don't have to wash them. And so it's wonderful initiatives like that. I mean, we don't all need a tablecloth. We quite happy, not, and then they how much money and energy do they save by not having to wash tablecloths? So
true.
it's a lot of little things like
Little
that,
things. Yeah,
yeah, and no plastic water bottles, that kind of thing. So we don't need to talk too much more about the cultural immersion
yeah.
that you offer. We spoke a bit about that during the Why India, but you
Hmm.
certainly do know a lot about the culture, the festivals, and all that. So when people come through to you, they will be rest assured that if a guest wants to experience the culture and the festivals and the traditions, that you have the calendar, and you know exactly when and
Yes,
where.
and
Yeah.
and I think I can add here one more thing is that is a lots of our guests they want to be in India while during the weddings. Indian weddings are happening, so they want to
Yes.
witness the Indian weddings. I think you missed out by chance, but then that was a wedding season as we were on a very hectic tour. I couldn't
Yes.
make you see
I
that,
did.
but
I did catch. We did catch the a Nepalese wedding reception.
yes,
At,
yes, yes, exactly.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
true,
But so
true,
I
true,
did
true.
did did see the bride and groom there. So that
Yeah.
was
So
quite good.
that is again a very exciting thing which
Yes.
Europeans love come to see and witness.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then also we the community engagement. So we met a lot of locals along the way. So
yeah,
the way you package the tours,
yeah,
I know we got to experience that wonderful local restaurant in Nepal as well.
yeah.
So it is great that, and you get to sort of look into the kitchen and see how the traditional dishes are made.
Hmm.
And yeah, I mean, experiencing and talking with the locals is definitely something that a lot of people want to do nowadays, that immersive tourism. Um, so you definitely tick the boxes there as well.
Yeah,
And then,
true.
with, tying into that is the bespoke itineraries that you make. So just talk a bit about, if someone sends you a generic, we want to go and see the Golden Triangle of India, or whatever. So then how would you then tailor make that to make sure that they tick off the main things of, Jaipur, the Taj Mahal, but also with the surprise and delightful aspects of the itinerary that you can think of that would make it a
Yeah,
memorable experience they wouldn't forget.
I think, yeah, absolutely. We can make, we get these kind of inquiries, and of course, there are some wow moments which we keep in each of the itinerary,
Mm,
like a dinner with the Maharaja in Jaipur.
mm,
So we can arrange that at the palace, and of course there's a cost for that, but then the experience is of a lifetime.
yes,
Similarly, we can take them for a culinary tour of in Delhi, which is usually not there in other itineraries. The Golden Triangle is like arriving Delhi, Agra, and Jaipur, and it's finished. No, but then we try and make sure that we give more and more local flavors, which gives the tourist an insight about the particular city that they are in. You know,
yes, yeah, and
that
then
is
also,
definitely yes.
yeah, and then tying in with the sustainable, responsible tourism. All those tours can be done on request in electric vehicles. So it's a very, yeah. I mean, it can just be a great experience with
The
you coming
electric
in.
vehicles, or maybe I think the use
Hybrids, yeah.
the hybrids, the small rickshaws that
Yes, yes.
you took in while you
Yeah,
were
we went
there
to the
in Old
market in
Delhi.
old Delhi.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, the
yes.
by lanes. Yeah,
Yeah. And then, I mean, your tours obviously focus on the nature conservation, where you wouldn't do anything that is harmful to the environment, and you focus on yeah, just the appreciation you of the conservation efforts and all that kind of stuff that activities are making when you showcase them to the guests.
absolutely. Yeah, that goes without saying. But that we have to we have to conserve our nature. That is for sure. You know,
Yeah.
if, we have learned a lot of lessons in the past with natural calamities, and the government, the tourism boards, everybody is making sure that the kind of steps they are taking to conserve the nature and vis-a-vis promote the tourism. uh,
Mm.
that is something to very commendable, that job that they are doing. So
Yeah.
yes, that
Yeah.
goes
Yeah.
without saying. Yes, without the conservation of nature, we would not be able to continue our show.
Yeah, and then following on from what we've already spoken about, so is the wildlife tourism. So when you take people around, it's making sure that the wildlife that you are showcasing or allowing the guest to experience is ethically treated. They're in their natural habitats, and that's that focus as well. So thank you for realizing that as an important. So let's just go through now the map of India to give our audience a chance just to familiarize themselves with where everything is, and then we'll just briefly touch on the highlights. So up north, I mean, I can just run through this. Subhashish, up north
Yeah,
is New Delhi. That's where a lot of the you'd fly into
yeah.
at the airport. Agra's there with the famous Taj Mahal, and then to round off the Golden Triangle is Jaipur. Um, then Udaipur is there as well, and Mumbai, and also Ranthambore is just south of Jaipur, where they have the the tigers, so the wild tigers. So you
Hmm.
can do New Delhi, Jaipur, Ranthambore, and Agra, which is what we did. That's the Goa is kind of in the middle there, and that's for people wanting to do more of a beach destination. You've got Chennai there, Bangalore, and the famous city of Kolkata there. So that's, if you have a look at this map, this is where everything is. Of course, please feel free to take a screenshot and keep this map so that you can have an idea. Of course, there's many more areas of India, but we just wanted to highlight these main ones on the tourism trail. So I took this photograph, if you remember, Subhashish, from one of the
Yes,
hotels we
I
visited.
think it was from Shangri-La, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, yes, yeah, because I was amazed by how green New Delhi
Yeah.
was. I did expect it to be this a crazy city of traffic, which it certainly is in some parts. I really don't know how you guys drive there, or what the points of lanes are.
Uh-huh.
But definitely, this photo highlights the greenery around New Delhi as well. So talk a bit about New Delhi as a destination. I mean, you would encourage people to probably spend about 3 days in New Delhi, wouldn't you?
Yeah, of course, we have lots to see, lots to do in New Delhi, Qutub Minar, one of the iconic pillars from yesteryears of the history, is there. We have Humayun's Tomb, another Mughal architecture that we have in New Delhi area. And of course, you can go around. The city tour is in two parts. Like, one is Old Delhi and one is New Delhi. So Old
Yes.
Delhi itself takes, if you plan to visit the spice market as well, so it itself takes almost a day. So I think 2 nights are for sure are required for Delhi to cover a lot of things. Then there is Gandhi Museum, that which is an amazing place where you can see a lot of things which was used by the great Mahatma Gandhi.
Mm.
So yes, there are lots of things to do in New Delhi, and I think you can do shopping. There are lots of places where you can do shopping. You get good jeans at a lower price in Delhi, I think, than London.
Yes, yes, probably. And then Jaipur. I mean, this is the iconic building in Jaipur. So I mean, we could spend an entire hour talking about the Jaipur itself and what to do, but just give us the 1 minute version.
Yeah, it's Palace of Winds, or the Hawa Mahal. I think one of the Rajasthan Maharajas built this. So you can see the windows from where the the, the queen or the ladies of the house, they used to sit here and see the local market from upstairs.
Mm,
And it's all the underneath is all a marketplace, a vibrant
mm,
marketplace where you can buy a lot of stuff, the local stuff, the traditional clothes, and the jutis, like the shoes which the Rajasthanis wear. So yeah, it's a beautiful building, and I think it's in all the tabloids, the tourism tabloid, whenever India is
mm.
being featured there.
Yeah, and I mean you've got some other you've got the fort in Jaipur. So what would a guest do?
I think, yeah, the tour starts in the morning with a visit to the Amer Fort, which is it's on the outskirts of Jaipur.
mm,
So it's a marvelous, huge building which was built by Maharaja Jai Singh. And then you come down to the city. You can see the city palace and the observatory with it. You can you can take a stroll on this particular road, which has lots of market. Then you can witness the Hawa Mahal. You can take pictures from here. Amazing places for lunch. You can have great lunch experience at local restaurants in Jaipur.
mm,
And evenings are like, if you're in a hotel which encourages the traditional dances and all, you can witness them in
mm,
Jaipur. And
mm.
yes, and then the next day you see the tiger at Ranthambore.
Yes, and so this photo speaks for itself. It's
Yeah.
a beautiful big tiger, Ranthambore National Park. Um, so that's definitely a must do for those who are doing the Golden Triangle. Just add this on because, I think it's one of the few places in the world where you do see wild tigers and amazing sights of them in the river as well, especially on a very hot day like we
Hmm.
saw. And then,
Yeah.
this image speaks for itself. Thank you for taking me there at such a beautiful time of the morning. And this is another thing I wanted to highlight about incoming India is that the secrets of what to do and where to go. And, we left at 5 o'clock in the morning or
Five
something
in
along
the,
those
yeah.
lines to get to the Taj Mahal for this
Yeah.
beautiful pink sunrise over the marble. And this was a photograph that I took, and hopefully the guests or the audience can see that it's very, very empty. It's not filled at all. So you
Absolutely.
do
Yeah.
you do get that amazing
Yeah,
experience at that
yeah,
time
and,
of the
and,
morning.
and and it changes its color as the day changes its time. Like, it's early
Yes.
morning. It's in a different shade, and in some time it would be in a different shade altogether.
Yeah.
So, but then yes, this is a great time to visit if you are visiting in summers. It's as it gets hotter during the day,
Mm.
it remains cool, and I think in a different light. Sunrise sightings are amazing. The Taj, you get to see it more clearly without much tourist around.
Yes. And there is a supplement, isn't there, for after sunset where they clear it out and there's only a few
Yeah, I
people.
think I think there is this full moon visit to the Taj, which has a
Yeah.
different supplement. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean that must be an incredible experience. So we'll try and
yeah,
do that the next time I'm in
yes,
India
absolutely.
because I mean this is it's a beautiful iconic site, but in many ways there's just so many other beautiful iconic sites of India, and it's definitely a must visit. But there's just so many other properties and or so many other buildings that are beautiful, but certainly an iconic site and one that most people would immediately identify with India. So thanks so much for helping me experiencing that. And then I just wanted to touch on the
My pleasure.
the whole experience. I mean, with the from the ticket purchasing, your guides know exactly what to do. That you get a private guided tour, very, very good, very knowledgeable. So I would definitely encourage anybody listening to go for that private guided tour of the Taj Mahal, because they will show you also the best views for pictures, and really give you a great experience. So definitely go for that private guide tour, which Incoming India can help out with as well. And then moving on to the next one is Udaipur. So tell us a bit about your experience in Udaipur.
Well, one of my favorite cities, Udaipur, is full of palaces, and it is also called the city of lakes. There are beautiful lakes, and the best site is of the Taj Lake Palace, an iconic
Mm,
building, which was a
yes.
heritage property which Taj took over and later converted into a heritage hotel. So I
Yeah.
think it gets sold out 5, 6 months before, so people are so crazy about Taj Lake Palace, and
Well,
there
my,
are
my
other
yeah, my,
other yeah, there are other palaces as well worth mentioning. The Fateh Prakash Palace, or the City Palace. These are amazing sites to visit. I think in Udaipur, and yes, people from all
mm,
over the world, they are in awe of these buildings. When they witness them, and a boat
mm,
ride on the Lake Pichola, where the City Palace. You can see the lake here, so it's an amazing
mm,
way to end your day while
yes.
you're doing a boat cruise at sunset.
Yeah. No, I can imagine. I can imagine. And then Mumbai, obviously one of your biggest cities.
It's a huge
Uh,
city. Yeah, it's a huge city, a vibrant
yeah.
city.
Yes. So
The
again,
business
like is
capital, the business capital
business
of India.
capital. Yeah. Mm. And then, so what would a tourist need would do in Mumbai itself? Is it just a starting and stopping point? You'd fly into Mumbai to
No,
do the
not
more
really.
southern region.
Yeah, there are a lot of things that one can do in Mumbai. There's a whole day tour that we conduct here in Mumbai, starting from the flower market, Dhobi Ghat. The Dhobi Ghat is a washerman's, place.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
From
Yeah.
there, we start the tour, and then we have they can go to Elephanta Caves by boat, which is age-old caves, and has a lot of amazing statues inside,
Mm.
hand carved statues of maybe 1,000 years back. So those are amazing things that people can do in Mumbai, and from Mumbai you can connect to different parts of India. You can go down to Goa. You can definitely go towards Aurangabad, which is again a UNESCO World Heritage Site, which
Mm.
has which has those beautiful caves once again.
Yes.
Mumbai is an important place, and a lot of things can be done, and can be a 2 night stop for a proper visit.
Yeah. No, it looks great, like huge as well. And
Yeah,
then let's talk about
absolutely.
Kolkata, obviously a historical city. Most people would have heard of, Mother Teresa of Calcutta, and she kind of made the city famous for a lot of Westerners. But what's your impression of Kolkata?
Well, I come from Calcutta, of course, and it's my dream city. I think once I retire, I would definitely love to stay back here. And it's called the
Mm,
City of Joy. People are always very, very, very enthusiastic about anything and everything. Uh, they can talk about politics, about sports, about anything, any recent happenings,
mm.
and that is, the people love to combine, huddle up and do a lot of gossip,
Ah,
talking talking
yeah.
about different things. City is quite old, but was the first British capital in India, and that
Oh.
that's and if you can see the red buildings here, I think the red buildings are of colonial times,
Mm-hmm.
which you can see in different parts of the city. And
Mm,
even from Calcutta, you can go to different parts of different parts of West Bengal, which are worth mentioning. Like, you can go to Sundarbans for wildlife. You can go to Shantiniketan, which is where you have the That's Rabindranath Tagore's university in Shantiniketan.
Mhm.
And yeah, there are lots, and then you can connect to northeast as well, towards Darjeeling, to the Himalayas of east.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yeah, yeah.
it's an important place from where you can travel, or you can even include it in your itinerary for a 2 night stay.
Yeah, perfect. Well, I'm sure you know how to do that. And he has a great shot of one of the beaches in Goa. So definitely kind of what the British would call fly and flop, where you fly in and then you flop down at your hotel and you spend a week, even 2 weeks, just relaxing on the beach.
Yeah,
And yeah, I
this
mean, so
was
you've
I
just
think this
been there.
was yeah, we just were there the last week, and this was because it's monsoon ending towards the monsoon, so beach was a bit rough. So we got this shot from Port Aguada, which is in north of Goa. So Goa is divided mostly. The tourists know that it's either North Goa or South Goa.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
North Goa is more vibrant. South Goa is quite more like quiet and it's relaxed, very relaxed. So
Okay.
you will find very clean beaches towards South Goa, and North Goa is happening. Lots of discs, pubs, and
Oh,
stuff.
so North
Party
Goa
people,
for
yeah.
the younger people and South Goa for the
Yes,
more mature. Yeah.
yes,
Okay. I'll have to go
yeah.
somewhere in the middle. I'll have to go on
Yes,
the
absolutely.
border.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, you can do both sides.
I'll do both. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
1 week on each. See which one I like
yeah.
better. Yeah. And then
Absolutely.
Bangalore. I mean, tell us a bit more about
So
Bangalore. Way
Bangalore,
down in the south. Yeah.
yeah, it's way down in the south. It's the capital of Karnataka. It's the capital. We call it the IT capital of India, because all the all the major IT companies are in Bangalore, and it's a great cosmopolitan city with
Mm.
people from different parts of India and expats from all over the world. They come and work together, and yes, Bangalore can also be a hub from where you can connect to different parts of south of India, especially the south
Yeah.
of India. Amazing places to visit nearby, like Kurg, Kabini, Mysore,
Mm.
Madikeri, all these places you can
Yeah.
connect from Bangalore. Yeah,
Amazing. And then this stunning
yeah.
Chennai. So
So
talk a
this
bit
is
about Chennai.
Chennai, uh, the city of temples, and it's the capital of Tamil Nadu down south, and it's one of the metropolitan cities of India. The city itself has, I think, in numerous temples, and those are beautifully carved. It's like you keep walking and you will find temples all around, and
Yes.
those are they are 500 years old or 600 years old temples, still very well kept. And
Mm.
from Chennai, we can make a lot of nice itineraries. You can go towards Mahabalipuram, or other parts of Tamil Nadu, which are worth seeing, like Chidambaram and all.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's great. And then, of course, we touched on the luxury trains. There's the
Yes.
Maharaja's Express, great looking train station. And you got the Darjeeling Himalayan Railway, Palace on Wheels. Those are the famous trains. I'm sure there must be others as well. But yeah, I mean, we've spoken about that already. So it must be a great way to experience the country. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. These trains
And then
are
there's
amazing.
there's
Yeah.
there's you there's you and me. So that's how to
Yeah, I
contact
think
us.
I'm still sleeping in this picture.
Well,
It was early in the morning.
it was 5:30 in the morning. So
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
we'll it's yeah, never mind. But it's that's the way to contact us. Scan the QR code. All trying to be all very modern and techno savvy. Maybe I should open up an office in Bangalore with all the other techies. But
Yes.
yeah, so incomingindia.co.in, or you can contact us, me, and get in touch with us to work with us. Like I say, if you are a travel agent and you want to work through the tour operator, just please mention Incoming India as the DMC of choice that you would like them to work with, and then they can reach out to us and we can build a relationship from there. So thanks, Subhashish. Thanks for your
Thank
time,
you,
and
Graham. Thank you so much for
it's
having me
been
here.
yeah, great having someone so knowledgeable and passionate about India. And it's been a great webinar. We'll put this up on all the channels. So as I
Looking
say,
forward.
any questions, please comment on the YouTube and send us some comments, and we'll definitely help arrange your trip to India. So thanks Subhashish.
Thank you so much, Graham. Thank you. Have a great day.
Okay, thanks.